Come on, Wilfred Boney. Score some goals for Swansea.
On this episode of the podcast, we go into part 2 of our 2021 Premier League season preview. We also take a look at the two big guns yet to play, as Man City and Man United both start their Premier League campaigns this weekend. So sit back, relax, crack open a cold one. It's time for 4 Manx, 1 Toffee.
No, can't say anything.
He was getting high praise from plaudits in Spain.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Iago Aspas does well in Spain, but he came to England and was shit, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember all the Liverpool fans in the pub raving about him when they signed him, Rich Norcross. I remember him coming to the bar saying he'd watched him in pre-season friendly and talking about how class he was going to be, and then he was shite.
Two words. Diego Forlan.
Yeah.
What a god amongst men.
I love that bastard, mate.
What a player.
I love that bastard, mate. I really do. That goal, those goals against Liverpool, he just used to torment them. It's like you say, he was like, I'm just going to put all my energy into this one game.
Yeah, I loved the fact that he couldn't get his shirt off either. Tried ripping his shirt off, just couldn't because the underlining. Do you remember that old white shirt that had that black underlining, and he just got trapped on it? Brilliant.
Even God
he had the
thought
body
there was
of
too
a
much
Greek
sass.
god. We have this to describe. It's just a little phrase that we made up a long time ago. Because if you remember Diego Forlan with his shirt off,
yeah,
he was ripped to fuck. So that was the old running joke, you know. Someone that might not be blessed with the most perfect face, but they are beautiful from the chin down. They are a Diego Forlan.
So I'm a Diego Forlan.
Oh mate, you are prime Diego Forlan. Diego Forlan. If Diego Forlan had an icon card on FIFA, you would be the prime Diego Forlan.
From the chin down of Diego Forlan, and from the chin up, I'm 2005 Pez Frank Ribery.
PS1 Hagrid.
Oh, I love PS1 Hagrid. Do you remember when I found that that PS1 character that was basically just someone in a crowd and it looked like me?
Oh, that was so funny.
I need to find that.
I knew you were going to say
real.
Lee, I knew you were going to say it. 2001 racing car spectator.
Yeah. Gran Turismo or something. No, actually, it was something like Colin McRae Rally or something like that.
Right,
what
lads,
a game
before we
that
end
was.
up going down a history trip of PS1 games, what we're saying, who's going down? Bottom 3.
Leeds.
I wish there was 4, to be honest. But...
We need to record these sessions. Like we need to put out the video session of this so you can see the look on some of our faces sometimes.
Yeah,
I think we should. Yeah,
we will. Being serious, I think Fulham are going to struggle. I think Fulham are really going to struggle. I think Brighton are finally going to succumb. And if I'm being honest, like it's a bit tight for the last spot. I do think, though, that if Villa would have clinched Wilson, it would have changed the script for me. But I think them losing out on Callum Wilson is going to hurt them. And I'm not sure that Ollie Watkins is going to be the answer. So I'm going to say that Villa are going to be 18th, although I wouldn't be surprised if it was Leeds. But I'll give Leeds the benefit of the doubt. I think you've got a little bit more quality than the 3 I've said before that. So I think they'll finish 17th, 16th or 17th. My 3 are Villa, Fulham and Brighton.
Fair. Dale?
West Brom. For the reasons you given before. they're just a bit of a yo-yo club. They're up, down, they're up, down, they're up, down. I think that'll continue. I think the squad looks a bit thin as well, to be honest. I don't think they've got the numbers. Fulham, they've only got one player that's getting their goals, and that's Mitrovic. And if he gets injured, they're bollocks.
Or suspended for half a season, because he's going to get at least one red card.
I mean, he got 26 league goals, I think, last season for them.
Yeah, he was top goal scorer.
Massive contribution to them. And like I say, if he gets suspended, lose them. I can't see. I don't think they've signed any other strikers, to be fair. So I can't see where, if he's not on top form, I can't see where the other goals are coming from. So there's two. And I think Palace or West Ham. One of them two. I might even edge towards West Ham, to be honest.
West Ham are shocking, aren't they?
I'm very similar to you. My I reckon are going to go down are Fulham, West Brom, and Palace. I think Palace's time's done. Whether they keep Zaha or not, I just don't. I mean, they're supposedly going to sign Michy Batshuayi again today for another season on loan, and then Solos coming back, but I don't know if he's staying. I just think they're finished. I just think their time in the Prem is over. The thing that keeps them up a lot of the time is that crowd atmosphere. They're not going to have that for a long period of time this season. I just don't see quality in that team anymore. Everyone that we praised on the season review, like the Gary Cahill, they're another year older. They're losing that pace. I think Esse is a very good signing. I think he's a really good signing, and if they're going to stay up, I think he will definitely help contribute to that. But if it's not them, I'm flicking between Palace and Brighton. Like I think I'm definite on Fulham and West Brom. I think those two are just I can't see anything from them. But for the third, it's either for me Palace or Brighton. Joshua?
I agree with Fulham and West Brom. I just think they'll go straight back down. I don't think they've invested in players that can keep them up, to be honest. Still championship quality, straight back down. Hopefully 6 points for Everton. And and I would like to see Palace go down. I really would. They're one of the teams that we actually got a good result against last year. There weren't many of them. So I would like to see them go down. I'm getting really fed up with them now. I look at the team. There's nobody that excites me. Even Zaha doesn't excite me anymore. I don't think he wants.
Have you seen anything of that essay?
Yeah, I've seen him. It was QPR, wasn't it, that they got him from? Yeah. I saw the odd game of him. He looks like he's got flair. He was too good for that league. I think, he could do well for a team in the Premier League at the bottom half. I don't think he's capable
He
of playing.
looks like Zaha, doesn't he? He looks like another Zaha.
He's just Zaha 2.0, and then maybe they got him in. I don't know if he plays the same position as Zaha. Is he the opposite wing? But
I've seen him flick on both wings, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
If Zaha turns up with ambition and he's on the other wing, they've got two very dangerous attacking wingers there, and it could work. But that's a big if with Zaha, because I don't think he's been interested for at least 12 months.
No. There's just not enough goals in that team, though, is there? I mean,
no.
I think their centre mid, he takes all their penalties. He's their top scorer the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Milivojevic, yeah.
I mean,
they've been nothing without him. Like Benteke just hasn't shown up at all. Like you look at remember Benteke when Aston Villa first came up. How class he was.
He was world class.
Wilfred Boney 2.0.
Come on, Wilfred Boney. Score some goals for Swansea. Lee, you off the phone from Pizza yet?
It's just Nicole. My 3 to go down. I would probably put Fulham bottom. I think that Palace were also in and around there, like the end of last year, end of this year. Will they be good enough to stay up? Maybe. If they don't go down, they'll be 17th. Other than that, I think that West Ham could be also on the brink. They don't look in good shape at all, and I don't have much faith in the manager either, to be honest. Who else? Probably, I can't see West Brom doing well, so I think I'll put them 19th, if not Palace 19th, and then the third team. It's a tough one. I probably would stick with Palace. I'd probably say Fulham, West Brom and Palace go down for me. I just don't think that none of them look like they're strengthening. Palace, if anything, will sell Zaha. I can't believe they haven't yet. He deserves to be playing for a bigger team.
They lost out on the chance of getting big money from us.
Yeah.
Now I think we're a bit more savvy in the transfer market, as shown. I don't think that they'll ever get that sort of cash for him now.
No, I don't. Especially for news, I think with you signing James, that just rules out Zaha completely for you. Yeah. And I don't think you need him at this point, because I feel like with the signings you've made, it's going to bring a change of system completely.
I'm glad we didn't sign him. I'm really glad we didn't sign him. I thought he was like a Sissoko. But I mean, don't get me wrong, we got Iwobi, so we saved ourselves and then we fucked it up. But I'm glad we didn't sign him, because I don't think he'd have added enough for the money.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree completely.
Is he now becoming possibly overrated now for the money that was thrown about?
I think so.
24 months ago to what you're seeing now? Is he now becoming that sort of player where, like say, you should have really cashed in 12, 18 months ago, and now you're probably not even going to get half, maybe a quarter of that if you were to sell him now?
I think you're right. I think he's priced himself out of the move completely. I think that, like you said, they could have got 80. I think they probably could have got 80 million for him last year, or even if they dropped it to 65, 70, because it was Arsenal, wasn't it? Arsenal wanted to buy him, and they ended up signing Pepe instead. I reckon if they'd have gone in with 65 million, they would have accepted it. You're not touching 40 million now. And I think 40 million is a massive push.
I think they're stubborn, though. I think they'd still expect him to go for at least 50 million, even based on his last 12 months of performances, which haven't really been great. I think Crystal Palace
I think he needs to go abroad.
Where's he going to do a job? Spain?
I think Italy. Imagine him in Italy.
I always said he would be perfect for Dortmund.
Yeah.
Dortmund, he would be a good replacement for Sancho.
I always thought but I think they've shut up shop, Dortmund. I think they're expecting to keep Sancho, aren't they? They've got Bellingham in, the Birmingham City legend who retired the shirt, and I don't think they're going to do much. I mean, why did they need to? You see Haaland again.
Did you see his goal last night?
Yeah, brilliant.
He is just different gravy, Emily. He is absolute class. He is. To think we missed out on him. But right, you've all got very different opinions to me then. So you all think Brighton and Villa are staying up, which is fair enough. Obviously,
I'm on the borderline with Brighton. I'm definitely on my two of West Brom and Fulham, but my third is either Palace or Brighton for me. I think SA, and if they keep Zaha, that might just be enough to keep Palace up.
Yeah.
Might just be enough.
What do we think about Burnley? Because they're, in my mind, I'm not sure if they're strong enough anymore. I think they've had their day in the Premier League, and I think they're at risk.
Didn't they finish 8th this season?
No, I just 10th, I think, wasn't it?
Was it? I can't remember.
Double check.
You know what, that was a very comfortable set. I mean, I don't think they was in any danger whatsoever of going down.
No, because they were, like I said, they were looking at Europe at one point. They were at the start of lockdown. They were ready to prepare for a Europa League charge.
But to go back to Palace,
they finished 10th. Yeah, finished 10th.
To go back to Palace, before Palace lost 8 on the bounce at the end of the season, they were pushing for Europe. So we just go to show you, it's very precarious, the Premier League. It can go one way or the other. 54 points, Burnley.
Yeah,
last
there's
season.
only 11 points difference between Palace and Burnley and Sheffield United, which is
Yeah.
now.
How many goals did they score in that losing run there, Chris?
In Palaces,
Yeah.
well, I'll put it this
3
way:
or something.
Palace all
2,
season,
3.
Palace all season scored 31.
They're down.
Fucking hell.
It's got,
And their on-loan striker scored 28 goals.
Norwich City was the only team that scored less than they did last season.
Yeah.
26.
Scary.
Also-
Talking of goals, Golden Boot.
Oh,
Obviously, Jamie Vardy took it last season, and well deserved as well. 2 late charges by Danny Ings and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Is Vardy going to retain it? And he's going to
No.
be 34 by the end of the season.
Bruno
No.
Fernandes.
Ah?
All day, Bruno Fernandes, mate. Not Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Fernandes. Did you not know that Donny van der Beek earned the most penalties in the Eredivisie last season? Fernandes
The only
all
reason we
season.
bought him.
Nah, in all
Phenomenal.
seriousness, I'm fully expecting Werner.
Ooh.
I think Werner's going to come in and take the lead by storm. I really do.
I think it will be Aubameyang. If Liverpool do well, then it'll be Salah or Mane. Or if United do well, it could be Martial.
It's a very particular opinion, that, Lee. You've really narrowed it down.
It's dependent, though, innit? Like, who has a good
But
season.
you've
No one
only
is
listed
expecting Danny
every
Ings to go
striker in the
there.
league.
If
No one's
Wolves do
expecting
well,
Danny
it could
to
be. Oh no, it's a tough one,
I
isn't
really-
it?
Yeah, because you don't know. Like you said, no one, like Lee just said then, no one expected Danny Ings to go and bang 21 goals last season.
No.
He's not doing that.
And none of us could have predicted that. I don't think he'll do that again, but I think he'll have a good season. If he can stay fit again, and like Dale and Joshua both said, like they're going to be, if they can retain what they've started back end of last season, like there's no reason, especially with Che Adams next to him, who's going to be in his second season in the Prem. I'm expecting better things from him this season. There's no reason why he can't get 20 again
No.
if they play the way they do.
I think Lee's at the nail on the head as well with Liverpool. But the problem with Liverpool is they're more of a collective item, aren't they? So Salah and Mane are going to score a lot of goals. But Lee, I noticed you only mentioned 2 of Liverpool's front 3 there, though. I mean, Firmino.
So
Stop.
to,
We've got a cut-off recording at some point. Let's not go there again.
Do you want me to explain my reasoning behind that? So,
Great detail.
Sadio Mane is a winger. He scores lots of goals. Salah is a winger and he scores lots of goals. Now, Firmino is a centre forward, a striker. He wears the number 9 on his back. He plays at the front, in the middle of a front three, and he doesn't score any goals. So it was that deduction that made me think I could include him, but he doesn't actually score goals. So I think I might not include him in this conversation. That's how I got to that conclusion.
Sky
Cheers,
Sports
Jeff.
just rang, said, "Do you want to be the lead pundit next season?"
I'm on. Take me.
All these fucking job cuts with Matt Letizia not losing the job. Lee's in next.
They've already, Hartson must have done a job. Is he ever on Sky Sports? He's definitely on like BT, isn't he?
Oh, I love John Hartson.
Guys,
I think
John Hartson.
I think I'm probably going to go with Aubameyang. I reckon. I think it's his season. Like we said about Arsenal, I think Arsenal are going to have a much better season this year. They're building something now. I don't think they're going to crack top 4, but they're playing. We saw it. I mean, I know a few of you didn't watch the Charity Shield, but they're starting to play football. They've got an identity now, and I think Aubameyang, he needs to play central. I don't understand why he plays left wing still.
No.
I don't get it. He's arguably the best striker in the league, and he plays left wing. That is mental. But I do agree with you on Timo Werner. I think it's between them two for me. I think Werner's going to come in and he's going to come in like a house on fire. The guy just lives for goals.
So, just on the Timo, where does this Kai Havertz come into it?
Oh, mate, don't get me started on Kai.
Bearing in mind, he was predominantly used as, what was he, a striker?
False nine.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not a striker.
They just spent 80 million or whatever it is on him. Was Werner, what, 45?
Yeah.
50.
He's the reason, Kai Havertz, even more so, that I think Werner's going to get Golden Boot.
That's why I think so as well, because I think Kai Havertz will be the assister to him. I think the way that I've watched Havertz play, like, I know what you're saying, Dale. I know exactly what you're saying, where they kind of contradict each other a bit.
Yeah.
Like Chelsea don't play two up front. They're not going to play both Werner and Havertz up front, but Havertz is going to do that floating role. And if he's going to play, and Ziyech is going to play as well, like Ziyech is going to be the X factor for that team. Because the way, did anyone see his fucking debut against Brighton? Werner's first touch was a goal from an unreal pass from Ziyech. The guy has got some fucking vision on him.
You mean the one where everyone was saying, what an assist by Hudson-Odoi, and he literally tried to...
Yeah, that's the one. I think Werner is going to get all the service in the world this season. I think you, with that shout of him being top scorer, is probably it's a very good one. With the Bundesliga being so similar to the Premier League, it's not like he's got to adapt to the league so much, and that's why I think Kai's going to do so well as well. Because in terms of physicality, those two are the two that are coming in already up for it. Like Ferran Torres, who's signed for City, I worry about like players coming from the Spanish league. It's a completely different level of physicality. Whereas Kai Havertz and Timo Werner have been dealing with big fucking German and Swiss centre-backs for the last 2 years. Like, they know what they're going to be facing.
Yeah, I mean, Torres fits Pep's style of play in their system, doesn't it? I mean, the only reason why I don't think Chelsea are going to run away with the league this season is because they're still suspect at the back. Like, they need another keeper at the back. When we play Chelsea, for instance, I would back Chelsea to score a few against us, but do I back Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford to tear their back four apart? Yeah, all day.
And Bruno and Van der Beek, like they yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I'm gonna sit with Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang will probably take Golden Boot for me. It's the safe option, but I think he's the one.
What are you saying then, Dale? Josh, what are you saying?
I think Aguero's always up there.
Of course.
It just depends. I mean, I know he had a few niggly injuries towards the end, I think, of last season. If he, I mean, he could probably still play half a season and still get 20 goals. That's the kind of player he is. You know, he'll get five. He'll get five against Newcastle or something. Sorry, Ian, but that's the way he does it. You know.
You say sorry, Ian, then.
But yeah, I think probably go with you twos, either Aubameyang or Werner. But I'll probably go with Aubameyang. But I think that possibly might be the top three.
Yeah.
Aguero, Aubameyang, and Werner.
Josh Lyle?
Is it funny that none of us have seen Kane yet?
Well, thanks for looking me there. Now, I was going to say I'd like to see a return to form from Sergio Aguero. because the guy, I feel like he deserves it. He seemed to, like, last 12 months, he just seemed to have such a rough time. And he's such an unbelievable striker. He's blessed us with so many outstanding performances in his position. And he's adapted to Pep's tactics and style of play so often, when it's not suited him. So I really do like him, and I just hope that he can sort of bounce back this year. And I mean, last year, I think he still finished up with a pretty decent bounty of goals, even after having, a bit of a rough time with injuries. So I would like to see him bounce back and at least push for the Golden Boot. I'd like to see Harry Kane do it because he's English, and it's nice to see English strikers doing well. That's why it was nice to see Danny Ings come up last year and surprise us all.
100%.
I think Raheem Sterling will be there again, especially if City are making a push. I actually think, I didn't touch on this earlier, but I think that this will be Pep's final season in the Premier League. I'm not sure if we've mentioned it before, but I think if you can't do it this year, he'll probably be off. So I think he'll be expecting an awful lot out of that team, and he'll really be pushing them to win that title. So I'm expecting Sterling to do big things, whether it's scoring goals or assisting for Aguero. But I still think he'll bag a lot. But I agree with you boys mainly. You can't write Aubameyang off. So I think Aubameyang will take it. But those three that I mentioned there, Sterling, Aguero and Kane, I'd like to see those mix it up with him a little bit and push him.
Everyone thinks Aguero had a poor season last season. I just looked up 23 goals in 32 games.
Yeah, he had,
Aguero doesn't have poor seasons, does he? We notice him missing because of his injuries, but he doesn't. Like Dale said, he can be missing for a third of it, and he'll still bang 20 goals comfortably.
Well, that's it. Just what Chris said there. 16 of those were league goals in 24 games.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Aubameyang, Vardy, they played like 35 games. He's playing 10, 12 games less.
He's unreal.
He's still racking up nearly 20 goals in the league.
And
it's insane that.
The problem with Kane is he doesn't get going until like November.
And last season was his first season where he scored in September, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a well-known fact with Kane, and I just don't think at the top level, if you want to be considered as a top striker, that is not acceptable. For it to be a well-known fact that you don't get, it's Kane, he doesn't get going for a couple of months. Well, no, fuck off. Like, I want you to hit the ground running in August. I want you banging in the goals all throughout the season. Yeah. What do you mean? You don't, it's Kane, he doesn't get going until fucking November, December. Like, that is not good enough for me. If Rashford come into the team, if any of our front three, Rashford, Martial or Bleeding Greenwood, didn't score a goal until December, you'd be calling for him to be dropped. So why is it acceptable at another club for a supposedly world-class striker? And I don't get me wrong, I rate Kane. I really do. I think he's one of the best. He's certainly the best number 9 in the world for me, apart from Lewandowski, who's just been outstanding this season. Yeah. But he's got to be doing better there. Is that a fitness thing, or what's going on there?
It's weird. It's a strange one, isn't it? I wonder if it's going to be different this season with Mourinho in charge straight from the off. Like, he might be demanding of him. And it can't be an excuse of no service either, because he's playing next to Heung-min Son, who is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in the whole league.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Like, he's so good, and he rarely gets spoken about in terms of like the top tier players. And then Lee, you said about Steven Bergwijn a few episodes ago. Like, I'm fully expecting him to kick on this season and really come into his own. Watched him against Italy, and I can't remember the team they played the other day, but he looks dangerous. Like, he looks like a top player. But yeah, it's got to be a mental thing or a fitness thing. It's one of the two, surely, because someone as good as Kane can't be fucking not scoring goals for a month and a half at the start of the season.
Yeah. Just one more on the. He won't necessarily win. I don't think he'll win the gold, top scorer. But as a surprise, like we had, say, Danny Ings last season with his 20 goals, if he doesn't get suspended and if he stays fit Mitrovic for Fulham.
Yeah,
Essentially,
I could see that.
You know, he could have half a decent season.
I could see that. Yeah, I think he's got a lot to. He's another one that's got a lot to prove this season.
Yeah,
he's been in the Premier League a few times and he's not really cut it. And then coming off 26 goals you said earlier?
Yeah, 26 league goals. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got something to prove this season. That's a good shout, that.
Yeah, I mean, I think well, you look at is it Timo Pukki for Norwich last season. He had a whirlwind 5-10 games. Obviously, couldn't carry it on. On the fantasy football, I had him for those first 5-10 weeks. So, you know, I've definitely got Mitrovic in there this time around.
Yeah. Speaking of fantasy football, if you all want a sneaky tip, Aubameyang is a midfielder this year, boys.
Yes.
Fucking wild.
Wow.
Danny has seen it.
Honestly, they have. They're strikers, they're class as midfielders. I think there's about 7 midfielders and the whole fucking thing to select from.
Rashford's a midfielder this year.
Yep.
You've done it on purpose to try and get people to spend more money in midfield, haven't
they? Rashford and Greenwood are midfielders this year. It's mad.
Moving on, boys. Anyway, let's obviously discuss, because of both ours and Man City's European exploits this season, we will be playing one game late than everyone else. So our first games were obviously postponed. So by the time this comes out, it will obviously be after the first round of fixtures. City have got Wolves away. United are playing Palace. How do we see those 2 games going?
I mean, you'd expect 6 points coming to Manchester, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But the fitness is going to be huge, I think. I know it's only one game, but one game can genuinely make a difference, especially when we've had no pre-season whatsoever. I mean, as United, we've got no games, have we? We're not playing anything at all.
No.
So Palace, for as much as we slated them tonight, and most of us reckon they might go down next season. Is it away or is it home?
Old Trafford.
Home. Oh no, we'll pace them then. Fucking 3-0 United. Oh, Palace.
Well, they did us at home last season, didn't they?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Wolves did.
They're
Wolves
worse
did
now.
City.
We're better now. So.
Yeah. Wolves did City as well last season.
I think if there's going to be a shock result, that's going to be the one where I think there might be one, because Wolves, they're resolute, aren't they? They're horrible to play against.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I fully expect City and United to win those, but I'm just throwing out obviously last season's sort of results, and you know they can't be obviously as straightforward as we as obviously think about it. But,
they'll be both defining games, even though, as stupid as it sounds, it'll be a defining game for both clubs right at the start of the season, because if City lose their first game of the season and Liverpool win, then that's 3 points behind already. Like, the thing is, they have to get off to a good start, City. Otherwise, the confidence will go, and then you could end up seeing the manager leaving halfway through the season if they don't get a good start. Same with United. Like, if we don't get off to a good start, then that's basically the season over and done with already. Like, I don't mean like after the first game. I mean after the first, like, up to Christmas maybe. But it's so important that we get a win. Like last season, I know it can change a lot. We beat Chelsea 4-0 first game of the season, but that set the tempo then for what we expected to come for the rest of the games. And after the summer, if we do sign Sancho, we do sign Reguilon, I was just reading a minute ago that we've been offered Alex Tellez as well now, apparently. I don't know why everyone's offering us fullbacks, but so I'd prefer us to go for Reguilon, obviously. But if we do get him and we do get Sancho, then...
Wait, sorry, did you say Alex Tellez or Sandro then?
Alex Tellez.
Oh, mate, that's what I was arguing on TalkSport earlier. They're saying Tellez is no better than Luke Shaw. Are you fucking dumb? Have you ever watched football? I thought the reason why I reacted then because I thought you said Alexandro because I know you
No.
to get rid of Alexandro, but no, yeah, Telles or Regulon definitely. But
One of the two.
To the point you're making there, after 24 games, United were dead and buried last season, mate.
True, but I'm talking about from the perspective of the manager as well.
Yeah,
If we don't get a good start, he's gone Christmas. Especially if we do spend the money on Sancho. And to be honest with you, right, so I think that we probably put out one of the most ridiculous transfer rumours of the summer so far with the smoke coming out of Old Trafford, right? I think I might have just seen one that's topped it about Sancho. People are now screenshotting the fact that Manchester United's share price has gone up quite a lot over the past day. And they're now saying, oh, well, United's share price went up loads when we signed Pogba as well. Must mean we're signing. And apparently Dortmund's share price has gone up as well. So now the thing is, what people are saying is, oh, the board must know, the share price gone up, they bought loads of shares. No, that would be called insider trading. You can't. The board can't be privy to a piece of information. The shareholders can't be privy to a piece of information that will increase the price of the share price. So they won't know until it happens.
Also,
because it's not allowed. It's legal.
Also, to combat what you just said there, yeah, you just said that our share price has gone up, so they're saying Sancho's coming, but Dortmund's share price has also gone up. Who the fuck is buying shares in Dortmund?
Well, because they're about to receive £105 million. That's why. £110 million.
Doesn't matter. Sancho's leaving.
Yeah, but they've got a big cash influx. It's like
I'd
getting investment.
More performances on the pitch. I mean, if you lose your best player, then surely your value as a whole is going to take a hit.
No, so it's based off share value in it. So if a company, for example, forget football, if a company was to get a big influx of cash into it, like an investment, especially of 100 odd million, the share price is going to go up because they're a more attractive investment, because you're more likely to make your money back because there's been an investment into the club through a sale or whatever, an acquisition. United's has gone up because of the asset that they're buying, and Dortmund's is going up because of the money they're receiving.
Here's the better question: If Sancho comes, yeah, do we beat Palace 5-0 or 9-0?
I was about to say, thank you for taking that back to football, because you lost me completely.
we were literally going wall for Wall Street there. Me and Lee were about to go. I think Palace is a great first game for us to be kicking off the season on, because of what you said before, Danny, like the fact that we've not got any fixtures. It's not really a normal pre-season, is it? I think Wolves is a massive banana skin for City, mate.
Well, who was our first game was supposed to be Burnley, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm so much fucking happier with Palace first rather than Burnley, because Burnley is just a rough game, first game of the season.
Yeah, like a really boring 1-0, like really, really struggled to grind out 3 points.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're looking at past Palace.
Who've your boys got?
Tottenham away.
You'll play by the time this comes out, you'll have played them. You'll have got 3 points because James is going to score. Who's your second game? You remember?
No, I can't actually. No, I'm just gearing for this first one against Spurs. I was hoping we'd get it out of the way, because this was obviously when they were announced. I was thinking, oh well, we've not signed anyone yet, so we're going to get absolutely pasted. But now we've got a couple of players. It makes it a bit more exciting.
Everton have got Lee's second club, West Brom, at home.
You know what though?
West Brom.
We'll probably make a fucking shit show of that. They're the sorts of games where we always make it hard for ourselves. Like that could be West Brom's first win of the season. That.
Oh God!
Are you telling me that?
Brom's only win.
Yeah. You telling me that James Rodriguez isn't going to channel his inner Chris Brunt and just have an absolute masterclass on that day?
No, Brunt's going to mark him out of the game, mate. Trust me.
Is Chris Brunt still playing?
Probably. He has to be. He's played for them since they were incepted in the 1800s, I mean.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the podcast. To support us, please follow us on social media by searching for @4manx1toffee on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. You can also subscribe to the podcast on all major podcast stations, including Spotify, Google and Apple Podcasts, and Anchor, as well as YouTube. Just search for 4 Manx, 1 Toffee. Thanks from myself, Lee, Danny, Dale, and Josh, and we'll catch you next time.